Hello everyone, this is Beastly Eel here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the latest episode of The Mandalorian. This was episode 6 of season 3, and let me start off with this. First off, spoilers ahead, blah blah blah, the usual stuff. But this was a star-studded cast this episode. I mean, we had Lizzo, Jack Black, and Christopher Lloyd. I mean, for goodness sakes, you couldn't have done any better. I mean, for goodness sakes, it was a star-studded cast. I wanted to start off with that. So let us move on. Oh, and it had Sasha Banks in it too. Um, but she was kind of outshined by everybody else in this episode. This episode was worth a heck of a lot. It had to have been. This episode alone must have cost Disney millions. But let us move on. So the episode starts off with a mission, right? It looks like an Imperial cruiser is coming after a ship. The ship is being attacked. Well, being detained is the best way to put it. And who's inside but none other than the Mandalorians? The Mandalorians that were separated from Bo Katan. They had stated that they were there to take the prince back to his homeworld so he could be safe and away from you, this like space pirate. So they take him out of there and take him back to the whole planet. And the thing that gets me the most is the home planet is called Plazari 15. So during this time, we have Bo-Katan and Mando going to the planet to talk to the Mandalorians that are there because they're being used as a defense group. So if they get to the planet, they get, how do I put this? Told where to go, forcibly brought over to a specific location on the planet. They are escorted to the palace itself, and we see none other than Jack Black and Lizzo. Now, sorry, Jack Black is being played by um, a Captain Bombardier alongside Lizzo, who is called the Duchess. Both of which are ruling the entire planet to keep it safe. They have brought those two there specifically and will not allow them to talk to the other Mandalorians until they help them out with a situation. That situation happens to be the battle droids that they are using in the city that were repurposed to help out civilians are now acting up. Well, so Bo-Katan and the Mandalorian go out and start figuring out what the problem is. We meet none other than Christopher Lloyd, who's the head of security or head of um, droid droid security. I guess is the best way to put it. So what happens is they do an investigation. They start talking to people, asking questions. They talk to these creatures that deal with droid smiths, who are droid smiths, and they get the information that's needed. That most likely one of the next attacks is going to be at the docks. So they go to the docks, and things are acting normal for the most part, and that's when a battle droid goes rogue. They go after him, take him out rather easily. Although I say that when they catch up to him, it was rather easy, but getting to that droid was not easy whatsoever. They spent a lot of time, and a lot of damage was done to the city by the droid just to stop them from getting closer to them, which I think is just an excellent feat to show how powerful these droids still are. It turns out that this droid went to a droid bar. Yes, because even droids need to have time at a bar, which is just so bizarre to me. But I guess they go there and they start asking a lot of questions. And things don't go the way they thought it was. What they find out is all the droids that malfunctioned were from a very specific pool of lubricant that was delivered in. So they were all using the same lubricant. They'd done their research and found out that that lubricant is has a code in it that brings the droids back to their old functioning, and their old functioning was battle droids, so they would attack. So we see this happen live action, where the droid is scanning it, and as the droid is scanning it, it turns evil and starts attacking the scientist who is trying to do the research and Bo-Katan and the Mandalorian. They take out the robot rather easily, blah, 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 blah. They then find out that that batch of lubricant was actually brought in by the head of droid security, which is apparently illegal. Why? I don't know. The planet customs are odd, but let us move on from that. So they get into the security place and basically tell the guy that we know what you've done, and he basically threatens to kill everybody, and that he will shut down and turn all of the droids back to their old functioning and be battle droids in the cities, destroying everyone one by one, unless they let him go freely. That's when Bo-Katan tases him, he falls down, and they bring him to the captain and the Duchess. While this whole thing is going on, by the way, Grogu is with the Duchess the entire time, and Grogu was helping out the Duchess win a game of what looks like alien croquet. So they come back with the head of droid security, locked up in handcuffs, and they're both very surprised at what was going on and why was he handcuffed. And they explain that he was the one that caused all of the malfunctions with the droids. And they asked for clarification. Was he lying? You know, are they telling the truth? And it turns out that they were, and he admits to it. And how the reason why he did it was because he didn't like the way things were being done anymore, and that he wanted it back to the old ways of what was done before the captain became in charge of the planet. So anyway, he gets exiled to a moon, I'm assuming. They say the name of the place. I'm assuming it's a moon in exile. And they grant both Bo Katan and the Mandalorian access to go and talk to their heads of security. So they travel over there, and Bo Katan, Grogu, and the Mandalorian all go over to their place. Now, there's a man in charge who has taken over Bo Katan, who now owns the fleet that she had worked so hard to get. Well, she goes in, guns blazing, challenging him for the fleet. They first off, one of the best live action fights I've seen in a while. Very happy to see. They are beating each other up bad, and she finally makes him submit. And he basically states that nobody's going to follow you. Everyone should be following him, talking about the Mandalorian, because you know he's got the dark saber and he's not even got any Mandalorian blood. And she's like, you know what? He's more Mandalorian than the rest of us because he walks the way. And then that's when Mando is going to give her the dark saber, and everyone's like, "You can't give that to her." And he goes, "Yes, I have to because it is hers. I was bested by a creature. That creature was taken out none other than Bo-Katan. So would that not then mean that Bo-Katan then deserves the dark saber?" And he repeats this multiple times because nobody is saying anything. And that's when everyone starts to realize that yes, she deserves the dark saber. And the episode ends in the most beautiful way possible, with her letting out the Darksaber and just standing in front of all the Mandalorians and showing her new power as the leader of Mandalore. Honestly, great episode. First off, that's how it ends. Loving every second of it. I'm imagining that the way this season is going is we're going to have them go into Mandalore and try to take it back over. But honestly, there's a lot that's unknown still. Like there's way too much going on that doesn't make any sense. Plus, we still don't know what's going on with Moff Gideon. So there's 2 episodes left of the season. I have no idea where this is going officially yet. Obviously, we know that they're going to go to Mandalore at some point, but that can't be the only thing they're going to be doing. So we're going to have to wait and see. But overall, I mean, this episode was phenomenal. First off, star-studded cast. That's to start off with. Then we have a huge fight scene with Bo-Katan kicking butt and taking names, and then she gets the dark saber and just stands in front of everyone like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. She is and has been thought of to be the leader of Mandalore for a long time, and now she's going to be again. It's just, so good. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not? And why? And as always, please, if you like the content you see, please like and subscribe below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a great night.